Hello and welcome. My name is Lisa Turner. I am a psychic and a channel, and I wanted to channel an answer today in regards to money, worth, self-worth, I guess one of the eternal questions I guess I see within the spiritual community and amongst healers is this multiple beliefs around charging, what to charge. Beliefs around, you shouldn't charge for your gifts, you should keep it affordable, all sorts of things around prices and money. And so I thought I would just hand it over to the team of guides that I channel and see what they would like to speak about on this subject, so that hopefully it can bring some insights to help other healers with this. Okay, let's see what they have to say. Hello and welcome. It is always our honour and privilege to be of service with you and to speak with you and to this gathering. There is very much a large gathering of people gathering here now to hear us and to hear our teachings and the things that we wish to share with humanity here now. Well, we want you to understand that our evolution has been with this planet here for eons, and we have watched over you and watched over mankind, we mean, for centuries now. And what we would present is the information that one of the core wounds within the structure of the collective of mankind, at the very core of them, is not just who am I, but what am I worth? And we wish to, first of all, offer the very first correction here is this statement of around worthiness. We want you to understand that you are, by direct affluence in your being present in a physical form, in a physical body, that presence in your life is all that you need, that makes you worthy. What we have found is that the need to be worthy, the desire to be worthy, creates this energy of separation, as what you would say call an energy of lack. It creates a distance between worthiness is here and it's something I need to attain. It's something I need to work towards. It's something I need to earn. It is something I can only borrow from time to time. So there's all of these beliefs that keep you separated from feeling worthy and being worthy. We want you to understand that worthiness and abundance is your natural divine right. It is your natural state of being. If you can imagine the baby when they are born, in those first moments and first days and months of their life, they actually emit a frequency of worthiness. They come in with a glimpse, with a remembrance of that connection of worthiness. And it is through time, through conditioning, through picking up your parents' beliefs and the beliefs that are reflected by people around you, that you begin to forget this feeling of this state of worthiness, and you take on the beliefs of those around you. Now, if we were to present this directly in the relationship with healers, for example, with spiritual people, again, it is this sort of desire to step into, for example, your healing gifts. You feel a calling, you know that you have energy healing gifts, and you feel called to work with them, to develop them. You have a knowing, you have this absolute knowing within you that this is your path, that this is what you were here for. So there is a great desire within you calling you forward, almost calling you home towards this need to explore this side of you. But then you step into the collective consciousness of energy healing, spiritual beliefs. And as you step into this collective consciousness, you come across, oh, you can't charge too much for that. You must give your services away for free. Don't be greedy. All of these different beliefs that, oh, you can only charge that much. That person over there is charging X amount because they've done X amount of work and years of study, and they are professional, so they are charging that rate, so I can't charge that, I must charge beneath them. So there's all sorts of different, if you can imagine like walking down a lane, you're walking down this beautiful pathway, and as you're walking through, there's all these different beliefs, like connections coming into you, and you either respond to them and go, oh, okay, well, if they're saying that, that must be true, that must be true, that must be true, that must be true. Instead of remembering, if you remember who you are at your core, that you are worthy, that you are abundant, and it is a feeling state. It is a frequency that you transmit from within you. You embody it. And it is from this place, when you can embody that feeling, that you can charge a price to your heart's content and your heart's desires. You can feel with your heart and feel for what lights me up. What is a price for my services that feels good, that feels right, that feels expansive and lights me up? That is the only guidance that you should be following, is that. And in this state, when you are in your heart, you are expansive, you are feeling embodied, you've embodied this feeling of worth. And your heart is expanded, and you're feeling through your heart a price that's like, yes, oh gosh, yes, that feels so good. And then when you come out of that expanded state, you'll come up with resistance. Oh, I can't charge that. That's too much. This is where the deep work begins, of pulling away those threads from the collective psyche that have come in and almost come in with stories of telling you they're falsehoods, they're fiction, they're stories, they aren't your beliefs. The true beliefs, the only natural state here, the natural law, is inherent abundance. It is a divine law of the universe that you are worthy, you are abundant, and you are rich as a natural state. Rich not just in money and wealth, but rich in globally everything that your heart desires. And it's feeling that richness and the depth. Like if you can imagine looking out through the universe with binoculars and seeing everything in detail, and you see the depth of the colors and the depth of the physical form of nature, and it's that richness, feeling and seeing and sensing the richness. That's what we're talking about, is when you can immerse yourself into that richness of life, of beauty, of wonder, of awe, of excitement and inspiration. That's what we talk about with richness. When you can immerse yourself in that and begin to experience it, embody it, bring it into your cells, that is your true nature. That is where you belong. That is the only truth. And that is what we seek to restore. For you to remember. It's not so much about claiming even, remembering who you are. And when you can remember and you can begin to embody and practice this, it is not, money is such a small part of this. The much larger part of this is allowing yourself to expand into life and to experience all that life has to offer. You've come into this body, and your body is more than just the 5 senses. Your body is multi-sensory. You want to experience pleasure, and you want to experience life through all the senses, through your skin, through touch, smell, through energy, through vibration and frequency, through harmony, and feeling in harmony with nature, and feeling in harmony with the vibration of richness, worthiness, abundance, and life. For it is when you can immerse yourself into the deepness of the experience of life. This is the state. This is your natural state of being. And when you can embody this and show up with this, you not only show other people as a guide to help them to remember, to help them to unlock within themselves their remembrance, but it also begins a cascading flow, and effect of richness that will come into your life, of goodness that will come into your life, of receiving guidance, receiving information, receiving intuition, it could be more synchronicities, being at the right place at the right time, having the right conversation with the right person, or thinking of a friend and then that friend rings you or you run into them. This is your natural state where you are aligning with the harmony of the threads of the universe, and you become so interconnected, like an ecosystem. It's embryonic. And the more that you allow yourself to step into this natural state of this natural vibration of worthiness, the more that these threads connect to this ecosystem of the universal forces to bring you that which you are now aligned with, and that which is source. So to come back around and to now look at from a perspective of a healer or a psychic that is wanting to step into this field, into this work, and can you now look and go, it's irrespective of what other people are doing, of what other people are charging, how much experience they have. It all goes back to how much are they embodying that feeling, that vibration of their divine, inherent state. And looking from that perspective is when you will see, oh, you can see the mismatch. Look at it as a mismatch. If your natural state is worthiness, is abundance, is richness in the depth of life, that's your natural state. And if you have a look at people around you, or even yourself, at where you're thinking your pricing is worth, you will see the disconnect. You will feel the disharmony between the beliefs and the value that you put on yourself. You will feel it as feeling off. It will be a distorted feeling. You'll feel the best way to judge it is through a feeling state. You go, oh, that doesn't feel good, or that makes me contract, because the thought will pop straight into your head. But what will others think of me? What will that person who's charging that much, what will they think of me? So that you need to start untangling these beliefs that are standing in the way from you coming into alignment with your natural state. And once you begin to do the work, it's sort of pulling the weeds. You know, you're separating the grass that's blocking, standing in the way from you seeing your natural state. Once you start clearing the path, your heart will guide you and go, yes, that thought feels in alignment. That amount of money feels right for me. It is not about other people. Remember, what other people are charging is a reflection of how far out of alignment they are with their natural state of worthiness, and their natural state of being able to receive. Think of beliefs. Beliefs are the wall that is put up to stop the natural flow coming to you. Your job in your human state is to, first of all, remember who you are, and then do the inner work to clear out the weeds of other people's belief systems that stand in the way of that. And once you do those two things, you align yourself with source. And what you desire has no choice but to come. So remember, again, the main thing that we're wanting to teach here is to remind you your natural state, work on embodying that natural state, that natural feeling of abundance, of worth, of richness, of life. And really immerse yourself, embody that. And then go back and look at those beliefs. How do they feel? If they are a true match to this natural state, they will feel great. They will feel expansive. They will light you up. It'll be like a yes. But we know that more than likely you'll go back to those thoughts and go, oh, well, they say that I can't charge. Ugh. Well, that doesn't match this feeling state. So that's not a truth. That belief isn't a match for my natural state. So I can let that go, because I only want to align myself with those beliefs that feel like alignment. So, for example, you can go, okay, well, I'm just starting out. Beginners who are just starting out are charging this much. And then you'll go, okay, well, I don't need to worry about them. I don't need to look at them. I can go, okay, well, what feels like an amount to charge where I feel blessed, I feel grateful, I feel honored, that I'm content, or not even content, more than content, that I'm feeling worthy. It makes me feel worthy. It makes me feel rich. And that amount is where you start. So it is really about disconnecting from the beliefs and the values of other people around you and coming back in, and only inward, to check in with your own intuition as to what is the right way for you. This subject is something that we could hold a masterclass and talk about this. But we say to you, the other context here is to go, okay, well, step outside of these spiritual belief systems around not charging for your gifts, or not charging too much, or keeping things affordable. Okay, stepping out of this collective spiritual idea and belief system, you go into the corporate world, accountants, lawyers, they don't have these beliefs at all. They will go into practice going, okay, well, I need to earn this much to pay the bills, pay the mortgage, keep the wife happy or keep my partner happy, put the kids in school. I need to earn this much, and then I want to have some money extra to buy a car or have a bit of fun. So they don't have this collective consciousness of beliefs, but they're charging whatever they choose for their gifts without feeling guilty for that. Because they're choosing an amount that feels right for them, that feels good for them. So we want you to understand that very much a lot of this collective structure around sacred pricing, it's not even sacred. A lot of the collective beliefs around this subject come from people who have forgotten who they are. And because they haven't had the will, or they haven't had the insight or the ability to figure it out, what's the answer to this? They've accepted that as a belief and gone, oh, okay, well, this is just how it is. And I must follow the crowd and do what everyone else is doing. And if someone else comes into the spiritual path, I will do my job and tell them, you can only charge this. So we want you to understand it is a collective consciousness of beliefs. It is not truth. It is not a spiritual law. The only truth to follow is what aligns in your heart and lights you up. We thank you for your time. We thank you for the honour and the privilege of speaking with all of you today. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that message that's come through, and I hope that resonates, and I would love to hear how that sits with you. Thank you.